Good morning, everyone. We're fixing to cut up chicken here. Michael Bosch is here with me again. He has a YouTube, Michael Bosch
Cooking.
Cooking.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get started.
Alrighty.
Going to get you adjusted here.
Right.
Bear with me. How's that look, Michael?
That looks good. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more there. We can see more of the chicken part. Perfect. Alrighty, so we have a whole non-GMO chicken here, and we're going to cut it out of the bag. And we've taken all the precautions. We've got a bag here in the sink that we've got that we're going to put all of the bags in and the drippings and everything that's in the bag. Make sure we get the giblet side of it because they're in there. That's usually alrighty. So we can start with the
Call
wings.
from 8284701.
Alright, so we're going to start with the wings. And you can see here, they call this the kidney part of it. So we're going to cut up into here. Well, what you can do with that is you can pull this back. And you can see here where the skin, where the actual undercrease of the leg is, you can pull that back a little bit and you can see the white cartilage where that is. And when you pull that back, it will release the wing, and then you can just go ahead and cut that off. And then you can see here there's a socket in the wing itself. And we'll try to get that so you can see that. Yeah, I think we can. There's a little indentation right there where you can see that. And on the other one, when I cut it off, I'll show you where that is. It's really visible when you cut it there where it is. But see, this is the kidney part of the back that comes off with it, with the wing, and then we've got that side there. All right, so we'll do the other side, and we'll do the same thing. You can see the kidney here on the back of that. You pull it up. We'll cut the skin, and then we'll pop the joint, and it just pulls right off. And we'll cut that off. And again, right here on the wing, there's a little white line that goes through there. See, I just barely put the knife through it, and you can see where that cuts the tip of that wing right off of that.
And it helps to have a really good sharp knife.
It does. It really does. And you can see there's the wing portion of that. Okay, now we're going to go with the legs. And the same thing with that. The skin here where the leg is, we can cut that part, just kind of cut down into it and pull the leg back. And we're going to pop the joint on that also. And you can kind of see down in here when you get that popped where that is. And there's the actual joint of where the leg is. And then we'll just cut and bring that up and just cut it off the back of the chicken. All right. Now we'll take and we'll cut the thigh from the leg, and you can see right here there is a fat vein that runs right through there. So if you cut just on the inside of that, where that line is, you'll hit the knuckle. I'm not going to say 100% of the time, but you will scare it to death every time you do it. So you can see where that just cut right down in there. And then we just cut it through, and that releases your leg and your thigh meat from that together. And we'll do that on the other side also. There's some little hints on these chickens and things that you might not have noticed, and I'll show you where those are. These fat lines and things running through here gives you clues where to cut the meat. So we'll pull the leg back, and you see I pop the joint out again, and we'll cut that off like that. And then we've got that fat line here again, and we want to cut just on the inside of it on the leg side. And if you do that, you'll hit that knuckle every time, and it'll cut it right in two. And there we go. We've got the other leg and the thigh cut.
Boy, you make it look easy, Michael.
Yep. And now this is the breast part of it in the back. So if you follow this line here, there's a fat line on that side, and there's one on this side. That gives you a natural cut line to where we want to cut the breast away from the back. So you can stick the knife down in it, and that just kind of pulls apart like that. And we'll give that a cut there. And we'll come to the other side, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of follow that fat line down, and then follow it back. And that's where the ribs are attached to the back of the back from the front. All right. And you can see we've got that cut. Now there's a joint here that connects the back and the breast together, and you can see where that is, and we're just going to kind of go in there, and you can pull it apart, and it just kind of pulls apart from itself. And the same thing on the other side. If I hadn't cut, I might cut a little bit more off that on that side, but it should just release. There we go. Now this is the back. You don't want to throw this away. There's some good meat on this. You can either cook it, or you can save it and you can make some chicken stock with it, because this makes excellent chicken stock because it's got some good meat, some fats on it. So we're going to put that over here. So if we want to fry that up, we can. And then we've got the chicken breast. When I was growing up, my mother used to always cut the pulley bone. I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but the pulley bone is right here on the chest, on the chicken breast, and you can feel right here where the end of it is. And if you wanted to cut that out, you just cut it right there where that is and cut it down, and that would cut the pulley bone right out of that. And you can make a wish with that when you eat your chicken. Me and my sister used to always get it and pull it. But we're just going to split the breast down the middle, and we just want to take it and run it down the knife down the breast part of it, the meat. And then we're going to run the knife right into the bone and crack. There's a cartilage in there that you can cut. And let's cut that there, and I can show you what that looks like. There's a cartilage right here that runs in the chicken, and you can cut that. And then we just want to cut through that rest of that breastplate with the knife. All right, and there is how I cut up a chicken. And if you wanted to, you could actually take the knife, if you wanted to pull the bone out, and you just run the knife right down the back here, and you follow the rib cage around, and you can take the breast meat off the rib cage. But that's how I cut up a chicken. If you want to cut this in half, you can cut this down the middle, and you can have 4 pieces of the breast, or you can cook it just like that. If you wonder where the tenderloin is, this is where the tenderloin of the breast is. It's below the breastplate, and this is where the tenderloin of the chicken is, and you can cut that out, and that's where the chicken tenders, the tenderloin comes from the chicken.
Okay. And if you want to feed like a family, if you're on a budget, you can cut that. Mm-hmm. You want to show them how to cut that?
Yeah, we'll just cut one down, but you can feel right here there's kind of an indentation of where that is. And you can just cut it right down through there. And we'll just give that a cut, and you want to press through with a knife, and that just kind of cuts that bone. So now you've got the breast cut into 4 pieces. Mm-hmm. Or 2 pieces on this side, and you do the same thing on this side if you wanted to do it that way also.
That's a good idea for people on a budget. Yeah. Mother used to cook a chicken for 6 of us, and it fed all 6 of us.
Yeah. Well, that's how we do it. That's about as easy as you can get. So save yourself some money in the store instead of buying the ones cut up, and follow these instructions. It's really easy, and there's clues on the chicken. They'll tell you where to cut it, where the knuckles and things are, and again, you can follow those fat lines around that I showed you earlier where those are, and that'll give you the clue of where to cut it, where the bones or things are not. So that's how I cut up a chicken. I hope everybody's enjoyed this content.
Well, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're expert at cutting up that chicken.
I don't know about that, but that's how I've always done it. So
all
anyway.
right. Well, we thank you all.
Yep. All right. Thank y'all so much, and thank you, Joanne, for having me in your kitchen today.
Well, thank you for showing me how to cut up a chicken like
very
that.
Very good. Very good. Bye-bye now.
Bye.